tuning in. What About the Ladies podcast? I am your host, Amy. And I would like to give a quick reminder to all of you ladies to subscribe on YouTube if you like to watch the podcast, or follow on Spotify or Audible if you prefer to listen to the podcast. Now today, I do have a guest. She is my cousin, but other than that, she is also a RBT, registered behavior technician. If I'm saying that right.
Yes.
Her name is Velvet Rivera.
Hello.
Thank you for accepting my invite and joining me on the podcast. It does mean a lot to me, because like I was telling you before, I do believe we have a lot of stories in our family that I think would be very nice, for those who are willing to share their story and share their experience, and it can help, other women who are in that predicament right now. So I want to start off by just saying, just how I love seeing how much you have grown, and seeing how our cousins been growing, our generation, just seeing them where they was before and where we are now. If you think about where we started, where we started, and I want to get some old photos so I can post where we were, and where we are now, a before and after. Dude, we've been through some things.
Oh yes, I know. We did some crazy things.
We did some crazy things
that we just not gonna talk about. We're gonna keep it in the grave.
Yeah, we'll keep everything. But yeah, no, I'm really excited just seeing all the lovely cousins and everything, just just really just blooming and growing, and becoming just this greater version of themselves now, which is so wonderful. Now, Miss Velvet,
yes.
It's weird because I don't call you Velvet.
No,
okay,
it sounds weird you're saying my name like
I know.
It's you never.
I'm trying to say professionally here.
I know,
but
I know it feels weird.
It does.
At work they call me Velvet, but at home it's not the same.
No,
it's I get to be Tosh.
Yes,
that's who I like to be, Tosh, at home. I feel like Velvet is my professional. I get to be a different person.
Yes.
All
right. Okay. Tosh.
Yes.
How are you, Tosh?
I am good.
Good.
I am good.
All right. I know it's been a lot. I haven't seen you in a while. We've been here and there. Tell me, how are you doing now? What are you doing now?
Everything's good. I mean, married, kid, married life is good. we getting there next month, going on 5 years
It's
together.
going on 5 years already?
5 years.
Dang.
And 8 years together. So 3 years, So 8,
oh my gosh.
We almost be a decade together.
Dude, that is crazy.
My longest relationship, Lord. But yeah, everything's good. I mean, working, church got me busy, school got me busy. Working on my master's degree, almost done. 4 more classes.
All right.
But that's it. Just work, school, church.
Right. You said you were is it this year or next year?
Next year.
Next year.
Next year.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Next year is around the corner.
Dude.
It's around the corner.
That is
I never
amazing.
thought.
That is. I feel like you've been in school forever.
Yeah.
I want to go. So I was supposed to go back last fall, but then JC's mom died and everything and stuff like that. So I was like, maybe I should just wait a little bit. So I pushed it back, but I am waiting to get back. I feel like I'm ready, now everything's settling down and stuff to get right back in there, dude. And I'm almost there. I think I have maybe a year and a half.
Oh, it go by fast.
Yeah,
it go by fast.
I was like, what? And then I'm gonna do it from home, so it should be faster.
Yeah, I did my associates. I did it in a community college, and then my bachelor's I did mix. It was online, and then I did some in school, but mostly was like online. And
Mm-hmm.
my master's is all online, which is so much flexible,
Yeah.
so much easier because it's like on your schedule. So
Yeah, which I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the one is gonna be like with my schedule and everything, which
yeah,
is
and
gonna be really great.
It works perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people. I met a lot of people. They're like, "Oh, I don't know how you do online," but for me, like, I'm not a person that likes to be around a lot of people, and I get lost in the classroom when it's like 40 people in there or 20 people in the classroom, and then you got this professor out here talking, and I have like ADHD. Like, I don't even know if I have ADHD, but I mean, yeah, I'm just diagnosing myself. But I just literally don't. I just cannot focus when it's when I'm in an environment that I'm not comfortable with.
Yeah.
So, but when I'm online, I
You're
literally
just, like, focused
a
and
different,
going.
and we do group work. We do group assignment. Like, they split you up into groups in the online.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm on it, they don't know who I am. They don't see my pictures. They don't see anything. They just hear my voice.
Right.
And they be like, girl, you know what you're talking about. I said, yes, I do. Yes, I do. But if put me in the classroom and I'm with a bunch of people, I'll be like, I don't know the answer. But I do know the answer. But I just cannot say it because I'm so nervous. I get very stage fright so that doesn't help me out in the field that I'm in. Like, you have to be able to communicate with others. So that just doesn't work. So I like being online because they don't see me. It works for me. It just works.
But your profession, they gotta see you.
Well, yeah, that's different. But that's one-on-one.
Yeah.
That's one-on-one that I work with and whoever my leadership role. But I just like, well, for me to learn, I've always been a resourceful person. I've always taught myself how to do stuff. So I don't like to be in a lecture room for 4 hours listening to someone talk.
Nope.
Who has no type of like.
I gathered like the first 20 minutes and the rest I don't know what you said.
Exactly.
If
you lost me.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. So if you're not engaging, you're not like, you're talking like really slow and just neutral voice, it's just, I've dozed off a couple times online where I'll be like, whoa, wait a minute, what just happened? I lost the group. I remember I did that one time. I was in class and I was like, Noel, I think I lost my class. What happened? He's like, did you fall asleep? I said, yes, I did. Like, I would be on the chair like. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah. So please, every class I've taken online, it has to be, you gotta keep me going.
Yeah, no, yeah, it has to be some kind of engagement. And the classes I'll be taking, it'll be like, it's more like digital stuff, like creating.
But that's
stuff.
fun though.
Yeah. So that's a little bit different. Yeah. So I like that. But before I was like doing like psychology, dude, it was not happening. No.
Well, my bachelor is in psychology.
Oh my god, no! But the course, the guy, and you know what? It was the guy because I had him for all of my classes. The same guy, and he just talk in that one tone.
Yeah.
So I was like, bro, can you like do something?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I can't. No,
it doesn't work for me.
No. Okay, so all right, I know. Oh, okay. So all I know or understand that you work with kids that has autism, right? Or is it just only autism?
No. So they have autism. Most of them do have autism, but they also have other diagnoses like ADHD, ODD. Okay. They may have some type of behavior. It has to be a behavior. Okay. It has to be a behavior that's happening. Okay. But we don't focus on the mental health. That's totally different. For ABA, it's just like ABA therapy. But as an RBT, I'm just a registered behavior technician. So what I do is the BCBA, which is like the head person. You know, they're like, the way I describe it as the BCBA is a doctor. Okay. We're the nurse. We're the one prescribing. They're creating this treatment plan. Oh, okay. We're the ones showing and teaching these kids how to behave, how to do things. Yeah, okay. Gotcha, that's what we do. So the BCBA, they write up this program, this treatment plan, whatever that they're focusing on.
Okay.
Whether it's like say the child elopes, which is so a child who leaves an area.
Okay.
Or like kids who likes to run out in the streets.
Right.
Things like that, dangerous things.
Yeah.
So they create this treatment plan to help shape that behavior to stop in the future.
Gotcha.
So that's what we do.
Can you give I guess give a solution kind of in a way, because I remember there was certain situation some kids like in Walmart or in a store where they just try to run, and people are trying to detain the child, but not realizing that they have that behavioral issue or that
I mean, it's kind of hard because a lot of them it's hard to deal with a child who has autism because you don't know what the function of the behavior is. So a lot of time, what I mean the function of behavior, you don't know why they're doing it. So there's four functions, which is is it they're doing it for escape? Or are they doing it for attention? And a lot of times, if they're doing it for attention and they're running, chasing them, it's gonna make them run more. It's because they're thinking it's a game.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So it's very tricky to. I mean, obviously, if you see a kid running in the street, a person should stop them. You know, I hope you don't just allow the child to just run out of the street.
Right.
I would hope you will stop, but. For us like parents, sometimes it's a tricky situation with that, but it's that's where we come in and we help the parents. We do community outings sometimes. If the parent is having trouble with a child who runs out in the stores, we may do the BCBA would come up and say, hey, I want RBT, I want you to go with the parent and go to the stores and start practicing skills with them in there. And they may have tantrums in there. They will. And there's times when parents look at us people look why is this kid crying? But we're certified and we're there to help them. I mean, we do restrain if we need to, if we're certified. If you're certified, you can. And the parent give permission. Okay. You can.
Gotcha.
But it's a struggle and it takes time. In the first trial, it may fail. In the second trial, it's like science. Okay. It's all about science and all about giving it, testing it out to see, hey, maybe this will work. Maybe if we try... Maybe if he doesn't run out the store within 5 minutes, he gets a treat, a reinforcement or something. Okay. But it depends. It's hard to do that one in the stores, but it's something that we all train parents on.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I definitely been seeing a little bit more stuff out there, definitely on social media with cops, not knowing, what's going on or the situation with the child and thinking that the child is endangering somebody else is not really at that at all. No. It's just, he's unfortunately with that condition. And
see, that's one of the things that I can't wait when I'm done with school and my master's, because right now I'm pursuing my degree as a BCBA, and I can't wait to have my certification, because that's one of the things that I really want to do and have community outings or something where I'm teaching the community about kids with autism how to deal with them,
how to address it, because sometimes
especially they get older, they get I got teenagers I work with.
No, these are
and they look normal. Right. You know what I mean? They're just like us. It's just they have a hard time communicating. So, and if they don't know the laws, and it's hard to teach the law. Yeah. I mean, a lot of time, if a child who is someone like that who elopes, most of the time they have these they have a device on their ankles. It's to track them and things like that. Okay. But it is hard, and I think, and I said that's one of the things I said that's one of my things I want to do as I get further into my career is teaching the community and having trainings on how to deal with kids with autism and just any behavior itself.
Yeah.
Because I can see and autism runs in all minorities. It's not just one race. It comes in every race.
Right, in every race.
And that scares me sometimes because I think about the kids who's, got murdered, with, being minorities.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, there's minorities who have autism.
Right.
How will we teach them?
Exactly.
That's hard.
It is.
That's so hard.
I think it's very important. Like, I feel like it should be implemented somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like right now, I go to the library with during the week, and I feel like there should be something there for like some kind of session or something, to talk about that, to address it to the parents, and teach them, the like different ways, and or even at your workspace, how to address it if something like that were to, occur, because you just don't ever know, and we don't want something bad to happen to that child, because you didn't know how to handle it,
right?
The correct way.
Right.
And it, you just see so many just unfortunate things that happens to kids, can be shot and things like that, or tased and stuff. And
that's what we do. We do teach, we have some kids that we teach them about, we teach them like stealing, we teach them social skills, and we teach them, the citizen, like the laws. They know some of the law, but then again, there's some kids who are nonverbal. Those are the hard ones to teach. Well, I will hope that they're the ones who are older and nonverbal, that they are in a facility that are taking care of them, or that they have a caregiver that's with them at all times. But for those who are not, and they're verbal, and they just have like, typical, social skills. Yeah. Those are the kids, we try to start teaching them now. Okay. I have some kids I start teaching them now, like, hey, stealing is bad. We have some kids like they like to take things.
And just grab things.
Grab things for the nice, and you just. It's like a little kid. You just start teaching them like skills and read them stories. Okay. And you just start letting them know. I'm trying to think of one of my kids. One of my kids. It was funny. I was in the class, and another kid was like, they're very. I don't know. This generation is just different. And he's in a typical class. With everyone else. And one of the kids said something like really mean. And he was like, oh, that is really not nice to say. We shouldn't talk that way. And I was like, but the fact that it clicked, and even though the other kid, it's, typical, but for him, he was just like, wait, he just said something that was not appropriate. And it clicked in his head to be like, you know what you said was not okay. So it's just teaching them. Gotcha. Once they get the concept and things like that, they'll be fine. It's just having the patience and teaching them in a way that's understanding, receptive to them. And if they, so it depends. And like I said, I feel like training the community about autism and
I think
other behavior is very important.
Yeah, I honestly really do believe it's very important. I just see so many just sad stuff in the news and everything. I don't know if you heard. It was not that far long ago. I don't know if it was maybe a month ago or maybe 2 months ago. Who knows? But unfortunately. And it was here in Florida, that a mom, unfortunately, it looked like it was trying to drown their child.
I think I heard about that.
Or rather they survived. The child survived, but the mom was caught, unfortunately trying to drown the child. And it just makes me so. At first, it made me angry, but then I'm just like, man, I'm like, if I was in their situation, how hard is it for that parent, to deal with that situation? I mean, not like, I know for me, you want to have a family. You never expect that your child may have some kind of behavioral, you know, just something that is just gonna, I guess, like, make life more challenging. You know, we know that being a parent is not easy.
Nope.
Being a mom is not easy, for number one.
Oh, no.
Okay, you know, for me, I feel like there's just so much, you know, expectations that's coming, you know, for a mom. You're a mom, you're a wife, you know, you just have so many duties, so many roles to play with. And it's just like a lot. And, you know, and then I was angry. I was thinking, wow, like, why would she do that? You know, it's her child, you know, yeah, you know, he's autistic or whatever, but, like, why would you do that? You know, it's not his fault. Right. It's not his fault that he's the way he is, you know, but, like, man, like, I was trying to, like, place myself, you know, in that person's shoe. Like, man, she must just be, like, struggling really bad that it came to that point.
Yeah. I've been in the field for right now in ABA about almost 3-4 years. 5 years, I think now, or 4. I can't remember. But working with this population, it's difficult, and I go into the homes and I see the parents and I see the struggles that they go through, because a lot of times these kids don't sleep. They have their brain is just going and going and going. And as for parent, you're tired.
You're tired.
You're tired. They're up at, these kids go to sleep for, like, maybe, I think the most 4 hours. There's some kids that can sleep through the night.
Yeah.
There's some kids who are up at 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's hard. But I feel like for the mom, she could have asked for help. Because in Florida, especially in Florida, there's so many opportunities, so many places that they can reach out to get the help that they need for that child. Or if you don't, I'm all about, you know what, if you feel like you're about to endanger your child, or you feel like you're, like, you can't do it anymore, you know what you need to do.
Right.
You know, because why harm the child? He didn't do anything.
Right.
He didn't do anything.
It's like,
I would rather you give it up. I would rather you give the child for adoption.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the system. And,
I know the system, you know, can be, you know,
they're like, you know, so many kids in the system and things like that. But either give it to a family member, find someone, you know, reach out to a teacher, a doctor. Hey, like, I'm struggling.
Right.
I'm struggling with my child. I don't know what to do. And a lot of time, you know, working with kids, it's like, because they don't have the consistency. And I don't know if the mom was single mom. I don't know if
right.
I don't know. But if she was a single mom, it's definitely hard for single moms to deal with a child who have autism. That I can understand.
Because you still gotta work. You still gotta provide.
The child is up constantly. You don't know the behaviors. A lot of time they could be aggressive with you.
Even with my my kid is only 2 years old.
Yeah.
And just the other day, like, I wanted to break down and cry. Yeah. You know, and really, because
I cried so many times.
Because he's at this, okay, like I was telling you earlier, he's just at the stage right now where he just don't want to eat.
Yep.
You know, or not, rather, it's not that he don't want to eat. He wants to eat what he wants to eat.
Yep.
And he doesn't want to eat what I'm providing him. You know, I'm like, rice, chicken, and nice. I'm serving this nice plate, and he looks at it, and I serve it. And I put the little top over it, you know, and he takes it off. He's like, "Wow, this is for me." And I'm like, "Yeah, this is for you." And then he looks at it. He stares at. He's observing it to see what it is. He's posting that. He goes, "Yuck." I'm like, what, boy?
Yep.
You know, and then he gets mad at me because he wants chocolate. He wants donut. Yep. He wants something else. He don't want to eat the rice and chicken. No. You know, he don't want to eat the pasta. Yeah. Or sometimes he don't even want to eat the pizza. I'm like, boy, you have pizza. You know, you like pizza. Yeah. And he's like, no. He's like, I don't want it. Yeah. And he always wants something else. Yeah. And it's like a struggle. And then he throws like this huge tantrum. So, I mean, there's times where he's screaming for hours. Yeah. For hours. And he's not autistic. He's just mad. He just want to eat what he wants to eat. And then just like, you know, I get out at usually at 9 o'clock at night. And to be dealing with that, I'm exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, bro, this is not what I signed up for.
Yeah.
I told God, yes, I wanted a strong child, healthy child. Yes, he's healthy. He got some strong lungs for sure, but I'm like, that is not what you signed up for, and it's like,
I remember Dylan used to cry all the time. He used to
not
run
even,
away
not even
from
cry.
me.
He yells.
Yep. Dylan used to destroy the house, throw things, throw tantrums, and we just waited him out. Yep. It was a lot of waiting.
Yeah. And it's like, dude,
it's just, you're not giving in. The moment you give in.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, my job, they call me the queen of, they call me the queen of ignoring. I can ignore the behavior.
At first, I wasn't like that. Now I'm like.
It's like I have this and I tried to train myself. It's just having a neutral face and I just sit there and just allow the child to cry. Until they finally do what I ask them to do. And they just very simple. I could just ask you just to put the plate. I'll be like, can you put this little paper in the trash? Ah!
Yeah.
And I'll just say, okay, I'll wait until you're ready.
Yeah.
And then it could be 30 minutes. It could be an hour.
Dude.
But guess what? When they stop crying, I'll say it again and I'll repeat it. Can you please throw this paper out in the trash? Ah! And go back in. Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not going to, because the moment you give in into that task, they already got you.
Yeah.
And they know every time I cry, mommy's not going to make me do that. So, because I stand there, and let me tell you, that's behavior.
Yeah.
It's going to get worse until it gets better. Right? And you have to keep trying and trying again. So, the third time I say, are you ready? And they say, yeah, I'm ready. I said, okay, we'll go pull a trash. I said, good job. All right, now we can go play. We all good. All done.
I know.
All done.
Like, oh my God, it's like all that time, man.
Yeah.
There's some days where I can do that. And there's other days where I'm like.
Right. And then try again the next day. That's why I tell parents, try again. I tell parents, just don't give in. Try to stay, for that day, stay consistent.
Yeah.
And if you can't, at least for whatever time, lunch period, whatever, try it. Right. Because in that moment, they're going to learn little by little.
Yeah.
It's just being consistent. And he's young. So you got him right where you need him. He's young. Mm-hmm. Dylan used to pull that with me. Even when he was 2, he used to do that a lot. And it was hard because I was living with my parents. Mm-hmm. And grandparents.
I know. They just give in. They give in.
They're like, he's crying.
Yeah, just give it to him. He wants the candy. He wants this. Just give it to him.
I'm like, all right. I used to do like the little timeout thing for him. Yeah. Oh, there ain't no timeout. My mom would talk to him while he was sitting there. I'm like, what's the point?
Right.
The whole point is to isolate him from everybody.
Yeah, timeout
and
is not
my
work
mom's
for me.
in the kitchen. What happened, baby?
Yeah.
What? I said, well, forget it. Get off. Get off timeout because you ain't learn nothing.
No.
You ain't learn nothing. But it took a long time. When we moved here, when he was like, what, 3.5, he had a rude awakening. Because grandma wasn't here to save.
No.
Grandma was not here to save.
Oh, man, I remember that. Yeah.
He had a rough transitioning with that. But you see him now.
That's true. It's like so different.
He's a different person. He's
so
very
different.
calm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a little active. He can be a little active, but he's able to contain himself. Mm-hmm. And I have that. He knows my look. And he
really knows. He really knows.
I don't gotta hit him. He's 10. Mm-hmm. I don't have to hit him. Mm-hmm. I don't have to do anything to him. I just say, Dylan, I feel myself getting upset with you. And he be like, all right, Mom. That's it. And he changed it up. He's like, I don't want to yell. I said all the time, I don't like yelling. I don't feel like I have to do that. I say, you're 10 years old. I shouldn't have to repeat myself. You understood what I said.
Yeah.
You understood exactly what I just asked you to do. So, do it before you have to get things taken away. And he just does it. Like, I come to a point, I'm at a point in my life, and I know it's probably because I had Jesus more. I just count on him, but I'm at a peace, and I'm all about peace. Everything I do is about peace. My job, I gotta be where I work. I have to have peace. My relationship has to have peace. My relationship with my son has to have peace. Where I live, have to have peace. Because if I don't have peace, I'm going nuts. I start going crazy.
Yeah.
And I used to be like yelling all the time, and I just like, why am I yelling all the time? Like, why? Why do I have to? No. You're not, like, I tell him, like, you're not going to do what I asked you to do, then we're just not going to do anything at all.
Right.
And I'm just going to walk away from you. You let me know when you're ready.
Yep. I used to do that. I used to yell a lot, and I'm still working on it because JC used to be on me on that. Like, why are you yelling so much, you know? And, you know, I used to
stresses
think back.
you out.
It does. It stresses you out. I'm like, why am I yelling? You know, I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be, like, yelling, that type of parent that's yelling all the time. And it's really like, I'm upset with myself that, you know, not having the child to like want, like, okay, it's, I'm angry at myself because the child is not doing what I want them, but I understand that they are a child and they're gonna act that way, but
they want to see how far they can get away.
But it's just like it makes it I mean, it was making me so angry. Like I would like legit, like I would be turning red. You know, like I'm becoming like a Hulk or something.
I was the same. I was the same way with Dylan when he was younger. It took me a long time to actually get to where I'm at, where I'm peace, because I'm old school. You know me. I'm old school. When I got pregnant, I was like, oh, when I get a kid, I'm gonna be like, oh, what you talking about? Like that don't no. I was like, because our parents, that's how we were like, who you talking to? Like if you say what, they were like, who you.
Right.
Who you whatin'?
Right.
You get smacked in a heartbeat.
Exactly.
Like there was no type of disrespect. Not even when we're uncles. No. Nothing. It was bendición. It was just like.
It's like, right. You better show some respect.
Yeah. And so I always was
it's
that.
Like,
that
was
me.
Talk
like
back.
who you talking to?
Right.
Who you getting loud with?
Exactly. But these generation, they be talking about like, I'm like, well, hold up a second. I'm not your like friend or something, whatever. I'm your mom.
Exactly.
Like, you better show me some respect.
Yes.
You know.
And I was when Dylan was young, I was like, I believed in spanking and things like that because we were.
Yeah.
And look, I came out fine, but I learned that yelling and spanking did not work for him. It was actually. It was not a versus to him. It was just like making him worse.
Right.
So I had to change how I approach things so that he can do better as far as like his, fixing his behavior in school and with others. I had to change the way I approach things with him because the way I was doing before, he was doing it at school. And I was like, well, okay, he can't be hitting people and I can't be hitting, so it's just not gonna work.
Right.
And I can't be yelling because he's yelling just like how I yell at everybody else. Because he would do even my dad. He would see my dad have a temper, and I was like, wait, we just saw that he did, and he would always imitate us a lot. So I'm like, we can't do that with him.
No, nope.
Like, it's like, no.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't work. And every kid's different.
That's true.
And every kid's different, and I had to learn. It was hard because I'm very old school.
I'm like, how did we came out okay?
I don't know.
You know, like what's up with this generation?
I don't know. This generation's different.
Like,
and they're very sensitive.
They are extra sensitive. I was like, you telling me you can't handle a whooping? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, because we got more than a whooping. Yeah. Like what?
Yeah. And we got it hard. Objects.
Yeah, like,
you get a little tap tap.
We didn't get no hand.
Yeah, a little tap tap.
You wished for the hand.
Yeah, but I feel like with Dylan, he would prefer the hit than to get anything taken away. That and I realized when I would punish him, I'd be like, wait, he's still not. What is the hitting doing?
Nothing.
It ain't doing nothing.
Nothing.
Because it's just.
I know. I was telling.
He got the hit. He got the toy again.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody and unfortunately had to agree. I'm like, yeah, I don't think spanking is working. No. Because
it's like I feel like when we get to that point and if you have to hit, it's because we got to a last resort.
Yeah.
That means we're angry. And there was one time, I remember one time I was at Val's house and he had such a crazy meltdown. And it was because we were all going to the mall. And he said, he was 4. 4 or 5, I think it was. And he said, I want to ride my bike to the mall. And I said, you 4 and 5. We not riding no bike to no mall.
Crazy.
And he's like, I want to ride my bike to the mall. And I said, we're going in the car. You can't ride your bike to the mall. There's no 4-year-old is going to ride their bike to the mall. And he's like, why not? So he's screaming the whole time, chanting me. And I'm like, I said, Val, just go. Just go. Because he ain't going to stop. And he literally cried and screamed. And like it was like a whole hour of him just sitting there screaming. And I'm just like, are you done? Like, are you done?
See, so,
and I remember I had to like, I think I had called somebody. I was like, I had to call him, like, I need help. Because I was like, I'm about to lose my mind. Because like this kid would not stop crying and screaming. And back then I had the townhouse. So I was like, people going to look at me like I'm hurting this kid. Yeah. Like he just doesn't want to stop over something little.
From outside. I'm just like, you think that we're like hurting him and we're not.
And I was like, oh my God. He started getting angry. And I'm trying to like hold him, restrain.
Yeah.
Because when he gets angry, he would like start throwing things. I'm like, I was like, we're at Didi house. You can't be throwing things in here. We don't live here.
Oh my God.
And he started getting angry. And it was just like, I was like, oh my God. I had to call Noel. Noel was like on the other side. I was like, I need help. I literally had to walk. I had to go outside. I was like, I'm about to lose it on this kid. And just like you were talking about the parent who drowned or attempted to drown the kid, I can't understand. Sometimes the kid, like, you get to it's a switch. Yeah. And I'm talking about us Puerto Rican, we got a switch. Dude. We go for like, it's like a, we black out. Yeah. We black out. Yeah. And I get it, but I would never, ever, ever step to that low. I don't care how bad my child is. This time my son see me cry, he laughed at me when I cry. When he was young, he see me cry, like, and he's just looking at me like,
yeah, like what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
why are you crying?
Because I'm just frustrated.
Yes.
I was frustrated, and I would just go into the bathroom, and then I would just come up. I'm like, all right, dude, just give me a hug. Just give me a hug, and we just gonna move on. Yeah,
dude, it takes a lot. Oh my gosh, like I don't know, but I like I was saying before, when I heard that, it did make me angry, and it's like, oh, what's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with that woman? Maybe she's crazy, whatever. But then when I started really thinking, I'm just like, man, she must be really struggling. Maybe she's alone. Maybe she doesn't have the resources to help. Yeah. Like for me, like I need a babysitter. Yep. Yes. But who's gonna babysit these kids? Yes. You need to have patience. I need to make sure that they're gonna be safe. Yeah. And someone's gonna like understand and get to that level, with my child, and not act out because they're frustrated because my child's not behaving how they want to behave. Right. And it's
not just patient and just remember, we all been kids before, and we all been that age, and sometimes people forget that we were that age. And they're just 2 or 3, they're going every age, they go through phases. And just like my sister, she was like, wait till you hit middle school stage, good luck. And I'm almost there. And I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go in there and just, it is what it is. We all gonna go through it. And just realize this generation, I keep saying this generation is different, and we just gotta adapt to it. But I was telling Noah, so we have to, like, because Dylan is going through he's 10, but he's 10, but he still has like this teenager, preteen kind of stage that he's in, and he's in the middle. He thinks he can hang out with older kids, but he can't. But in his eyes, he's like, but I'm 10, and I'm like, I understand, but you're not 13. You can't do the same things at 13, or because he looks like little Terrence, and he's 14, and I understand. And even at church, the teacher tells me, he's like, he gets frustrated because he doesn't want to be with the babies. He look at them like they're babies, and he wants to be with the middle schooler. But I'm like, you can't so they at church they try to make him like the helper instead of the, they try to adapt with him.
Yeah.
But and that's the stage that we're at. And I told him, I was like, and like he's going through this phase with his hair now. Like he wants to do these different new things. I don't know his hair, and it was like, no, he's like, no, that's gonna look ugly. And I was like, well, you know what? Let him try it out, and if he doesn't like it, then he's not gonna want it no more.
Right.
But I don't want him to be like how we were. Right. Because my dad was strict. We couldn't pay our nail. We couldn't do our eyebrow. We couldn't do anything. And I always had to do things in a sneaky way. I remember I got my eyebrows done when I was 13. And I came home and I put what is that? Like a little.
I think I know it was a bandana.
A bandana. I put a bandana right here. He was like, why are you walking around the house with a bandana? Just show me what you did. And I was like, I did my eyebrows. And but I was 13 years old. I was in middle school. Why you got me looking around with caterpillar eyebrows and stuff? Like I said, I don't
It's just like
care.
You don't want your child to like grow.
Yes. And I was like, you know what? I told like, let him. He's going through a stage and he's trying to figure out his style. He's trying to figure out what looks good on him,
what he likes,
what he likes.
Wants.
Right.
Yeah.
Like for his birthday, he wanted ear piercings, right? So and my husband's very old school. He's like, no, he said, boy shouldn't get it, right? So I said, you know what? He's 10 and we're going to try it out. He tried it, right? And it got closed within 2 weeks. I know my son. I know him. He couldn't keep it on. He said, oh, it fell out. No. So I said to him, well, you have a choice. You can close it because it started closing off already. Okay. And so he was like, okay, I don't want it anymore. Look at that. I said, look at God. He answered our prayer. Look at that. He don't want it anymore. It was a phase. He got it done, and he didn't like it.
He probably sees somebody else has it.
And every kid's the same way. He sees something, he tries it, and now I'm not saying now he needs to go do drugs. Now he needs to go drink or anything like that. Yeah. But for earring, that doesn't. I'm not gonna make a big deal or something that's little. Or if he wants to change the hair of his, guess what? He don't want to gotta walk around the school like that. If he want to look crazy, that's on him. Like I tell him how he dressed. I tell him once, I say, your mom is fly. Your mom is fly. I say, I know how to dress. But all they want to wear is Crocs all day. Oh, you want to wear Crocs? Go right ahead. If that makes you, I'm not going to fight.
It's like the new cool thing to do. I don't know.
All I tell him is at least just brush your hair. Make sure you get your hair cut done and brush your teeth. Okay? That's at least. And take a shower as too. I said, those are 3 things I just ask you to do. Take a shower every day, brush your teeth every day, and, get a haircut as needed. And so I said, as far as how you dress, I said, you can pick out your own clothes. Sometimes he let me pick out his clothes. Okay. Like I always tell him, for church, I'm going to pick out your clothes because we're not wearing Crocs all day at church. We're not. I said, Sunday, like some Sundays, I'm like, all right, it's fine. But I said, when we go to church, I want you to dress up nice. Okay. That's only one day out of the week where you have to dress up nice. Any other, I said, when you get home, you can take it off and you can go right back to your Crocs. I don't care. But you're going to dress up nice. Or when we go out for dinner and things like that, specials, you're going to dress up.
Yeah, I don't know. These kids are just, I don't know.
I was like, they just all going, I said, we just got to adapt. It's just adapting. It's just, and I was like, what if you want to dress like what they call it? We call it gothic. Right? They call it emo. I guess emo now.
Emo. Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
To me, I was like, that's gothic.
Right.
And I was like, if you want to go that way, that's his route. That's just how he gonna be.
I think I did that for a little bit. I was just all black.
Yeah. I'm all for whatever you want to do is whatever makes you feel happy. I remember as long as you're not hurting anybody, killing anybody, doing drugs or anything like that. Then if you're doing stuff like that, then I gotta step in to be the mom. Exactly. But if it's something simple, I don't even care. I'm not gonna. I'm that type of mom. Like it's like you gotta pick your battles. I'm always like, pick your battles. Is it that serious?
Yeah, that's where I'm.
Is it gonna harm the society?
Yeah.
Is it? No. So. As long as he, like I said, as long as he ain't kill nobody, he ain't doing no drugs, I'm fine. So, and he ain't still. So, I feel like I'm winning.
Right.
I'm winning so
true.
far because I don't know
Yeah.
how you're gonna be a teenager. So.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't. No. It's funny because sometimes we're like, at first we're like, oh, we can't wait till the kids grow up, but then now we're like, no, slow down just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, just take it easy. Just,
Yeah,
you know, enjoy being the kid.
Yeah, I tell the Dylan all the time, like, enjoy. You're 10, okay?
You don't have
You
no
ain't got no
responsibility.
bills.
Right.
I said, I wish I was at where
We were
you
such
at.
in a rush to like grow up.
Yes, I know. I was. I can't wait till I'm 16.
Mm-mm.
I can't wait till I'm 18, and I can't wait till I'm 21. I can't wait to have a kid. Well, I got one. I can't wait to get married. Well, I did.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Now we're coming around to that.
Yeah.
All right, so I did want you to share a little bit of your story.
Okay.
Okay, because I know that you were a single mom.
Yeah.
You're not no single mom no more.
Mm-mm.
But I do want you to talk a little bit about that, you know, because there are still a lot of single mothers out there who are still struggling.
Yeah.
And I need inspiration, man.
Yeah.
Need some kind of motivation to like move, go
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
You know, like
It